Oh, Abhavitra, Pavitrova, Sarvavastam, Gatotiva, Yasmare, Pundarikaksha, Saha, Vakya, Abhyantara, Suchihi, Shri Vishnu, Shri Vishnu, Shri Vishnu. Purified or unpurified, whichever state one may be undergoing, if they chant 3 times Lord Vishnu's name, then they are considered purified inside and out. The only purificatory process is the holy name. There is no other potency able to be obtained through any other means. Ritualistic activities or even the Vedas do not subscribe anything other than the holy name for this age of Kali. So you have all gathered together to offer your homage for the pleasure of Lord Vishnu, that you will chant 16 rounds. Those who are taking second initiation, they are also reconfirming the vows, chanting, as well as following political principles. So, Krishna will bless. And the most important thing in fructifying the effectiveness of the holy name is that we have so many kinds of blockages. It's not only our ears are blocked, but our intelligence is also blocked. And all the gates have to be opened up. However, we misuse our consciousness for sense gratification. The senses were actually given to know about our reality, because consciousness is spiritual energy, it is not material. And it was given as a gift of the Lord Paramatma, and he infused into an Atma, so he will be rekindled by chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Understand that in our material life they are called extinguished sparks of the Supreme Lord. So, the sparks have to be rekindled, and this is the process which is comprising of 2 different methodology. One is called the Bhagavad Vidhi, and second is called Pancharatrik Vidhi. Bhagavad Vidhi and Pancharatrik Vidhi, both the Vidhis or the acts of performance are combined because one is giving the potential aspect and another is giving us practical aspect to receive potential. Potentiality is there, but Narad Muni gave us Narad Pancharatrik system in order to accompany the spiritual process of Bhagavad. Bhagavad really depends upon Shravana. Alright? So, this is the first and foremost activity we are told, that first comes Shravana and then comes Kirtan. Don't try to say, oh, because you are familiar, you can sing along. This is not a sing-along system. Prabhupada would let somebody leave, then you repeat that. So even in receiving the holy name in Harinam Diksha, one has to receive through the Guru. Alright? So the importance is Ramanujacharya, Ramanujacharya Sampradaya, he introduced, if the holiness is so powerful, why the mantra should be so much secret? Why the mantra should be only told in the ear and not shout so everybody can hear? Everybody should listen. This is called Mahamantra. Otherwise the mantras were prescribed and different aspects of the Supreme Personality of God, because He has unlimited names. Why only select names? Everything is to be satisfied intellectually, because our process is not a whimsical process. It has been authorized. Authority comes from Guru Shishya Parampara. Authority does not stop at one person, because empowerment is given to everybody. So why should one become monopolized the system by his own? Ritviks are one who are monopolizing their opinion, and they don't consider parampara is important. Srila Prabhupada is the last one, and parampara stops at him. But now parampara is a continual process. If it is surviving all the way, for the sake of empowerment, an unbroken chain of disciplic succession. No other parampara has ever been, even though they were authorized to survive in disciplic succession, they have stopped somewhere. Only Srila Prabhupada is reintroducing to the parampara, which is generally forgotten. Generally, people become gurus and they don't show that parampara. As Prabhupada introduced the parampara. And our parampara starts from left hand side, not right hand side. One time Srila Prabhupada in Mumbai, after morning walk, coming back to the temple in Juru, there was a Durga temple coming, and Prabhupada went in, so devotees followed, right? And Prabhupada offered obeisances to Durga Devi from the right side, alright? And devotees also followed. So while performance nobody questions, but after some time one devotee popped up. He said, Prabhupada, why did you offer on the right side? And Prabhupada said, we don't have parampara sitting here. We have to offer respects to Durga and everyone, because we are Vaishnavas. Now, we are not discriminatory, but we respect even an ass. We do not pay obeisances, but we respect. Have you paid obeisances to an ass? But still, we have to observe the etiquette and respect. So, Prabhupada explained in such a nice way that devotees understood that we have to develop such a character through Vaishnava Diksha that everything is Are Baba, मैं सारी पवत That's okay. Hare Krishna. So, this is an important occasion where we are going to take the vow of Vaishnava, where we will be able to develop the character, and there are 26 qualities. That is our target while we are existing in this particular world. Devotees who have been found buried their bodies. Way up to. Recently we lost one sannyasi, Devadayasapriya's disciple, Nityananda Swami. We used to stay in senior brahmachari quarters in Mayapur, whenever I go for the visiting. And there I would choose to stay near Nityananda Swami. And as soon as he shows me, Maharaj, how much you have? I said, that is your guy. Instead of offering obeisances, they inquired about arguments. He was found later when I told him to take quite a vigil. After all, Bengalis, they can't give a prize. So, only yesterday he left his wife. But he is very young. And I have been found diabetic since 40 years. He has been found since 15 years. And I'm in the worst condition. You can see I have become an electronic person. All the gadgets are going on my body. I've been taking truly sick. What kind of injection is that? Truly city. Injection is named after city, and that is truly city. They are running out of proper nomenclature. But anyway, they are finding something that's some deviation in the glucose itself will replace the glucose. That is the cause of diabetes. So, Trulicity is being given to me once a week, and it's a very weird type of injection. It's not a regular injection that you pump. There is a huge tube, very solid, unbreakable. Then it has a cover which is like very, very difficult to, replace it. It is not an ordinary rubber band. And the third thing is that it has a lock system. So you have to unlock, remove the cover, and just put it and then shoot with one shot. It does the job automatically. It's hardly 1.5 milligram of glutathione, they call it. A glutide is a broken chain of glucose. It's called glutide. So this kind of innovations are there. But nonetheless it is giving me good result. Injection costs 2,500 rupees. Not cheap. Who can afford that? But my disciples are ready to spend. I have a budget of more than 3 lakhs simply for the injection. Liver money. So I was forced to take it. Because at least I'm not poking my fingers every now and then. But regardless, I'm not giving you the diabetes, but I lost a good friend. And this system is not recommended by your GI or GP here, general practitioner. Because I'm traveling, I didn't have any local general practitioner who will take care of me. But somehow or other, I have been given by the grace of Guru and Krishna some leash. Because younger than me, people have died. Many left during Corona. And seeing the result, at least I am getting benefit. And I have to push on. Otherwise, what is the use to sustain the body? I have to push on. So I have a smiling face all the time. Okay? Don't disappoint. I do not know its seriousness. Okay? Unless something drastic happens. But anyway, the idea is that we have to become sincere and understandable about the preciousness of the life system. Life is precious. It's a chance given to us to make the life eternally happy. And that is only through Kirtana Eva Krishnasya Mukta Sangam Param Brijay. In the whole Kali Yuga, only Kirtan of Lord Krishna is the rule. Don't involve any other name of Krishna. The principal names of Krishna, they are only spoken in Vrindavan. They are the prime. And that is Krishna and Rama. They don't know anybody other than Krishna and Rama. Other names are said to be Vasudeva or whatever the expansions they make. They are secondary names, not primary names, not the principal names. Those names do not give love of God, but only Krishna and Rama will. So chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. So it is a great opportunity, and because you have prepared yourself to take lifelong vows. However obstacles we may have, chant. Never say can't. Okay? So today we are gathered together to celebrate. You are all the witnesses. Our sacrifice will be also witness. The Prabhupada is here, the Gaurika is here, Ashwini Radha Guru is here, Sitaram Lakshman is here. I mean, you will not be able to escape from your vows. It's a lifelong. And therefore, anybody who is preparing himself for taking a lifelong vow must be congratulated. Okay? It must be congratulated. So, but yes, we have to be careful. Maya is everywhere because Maya has taken place first of all in our, apartment, and she doesn't want to pay any rent even. Rather, she wants to kick us out. What kind of tenant we have to be in our house? Watch out. But if you invite Krishna, Krishna Surya Sama, Maya Haya Andhakar, Jahan Krishna Tahi Nahi Maya Adhikar. So she will go when Krishna enters our heart. So it is by the parampara system that we have to take responsibility to inundate the entire world. Therefore, the process must be continued the way Srila Prabhupada has brought it. nobody can budge it. We are not relics, cut short. Prabhupada ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai. But Prabhupada is not going to keep the name. His representative has to give the name. So why don't he take the full responsibility rather than dump the responsibility on Srila Prabhupada? Prabhupada is gone, he cannot carry on the karma of the person. He doesn't keep himself. Even the Guru will not keep your karma, but he will pass it on. So at least there is a guarantee that you will be free of karma. And I have to say myself too, so pass the buck. Right? But anyway, this is the way, ultimate. All the karmas are ending up with Brahma. And Brahma also has only one business, to conduct fire sacrifice according to the Pancharatra system. Brahma Pancharatra and Narada Pancharatra. Narada Pancharatra are very important, even though Brahma imparted to Narada. The disciple as well as the Guru, original Guru is Brahma. And the first disciple is Narada Muni. Narada Muni's disciple is Vyasadeva. So in this way, the parampara is there. When Narada Muni is telling about the Pancharatrika system, the Pancharatrika system involves everything. Is Brahmarpanam, Brahmahavi, Brahmarpanam, Brahmanaham, Brahmayatev, Gantavyam, Brahma Karma Samadhi. Krishna explains this. Everything we do becomes Brahma. So Brahma receives the burden of all the karma to be offered as homage. And he is so busy in Satyaroga that all the Brahmarshis, along with his assistants, and he himself are engaged in offering the homages of the whole self-karma. To whom? To the Virata Purusha, the first Purusha. And Brahma requests, please don't go away from here. You are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. You are directly coming out from Hiranyagarbha, the Garbhodakshaya Vishnu. And Brahma spoke to him, please stay here. So he also got Lakshmi. And both are being worshipped through fire sacrifice. This is the function of Brahma. Otherwise, how come Brahma will be able to get the energy to do the visarga? The creation with varieties, so many varieties. Vishishta Rupena Sarga iti visarga. He has specific technique to combine and recombine these 24 elements with 3 modes of material nature and 8.4 species of life. So, Narada Muni says, the human beings also have to follow, because they are also given the duty of Prajapati, progenitor. Brahma is the chief progenitor, but then he had to create Manu and Shatarupa, because becoming Prajapati is very, very tedious job and thankless task. Simply it's frustration. So whoever gets married, unless and until they do not pay obeisances to each other, there will be fight in the household. You better believe it. We have to rise above being Prajapati to become Vaishnava and Vaishnavis. When you say Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripasindubhyev Patikanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo, Vaishnav Thakur ki jai, but nobody speaks about Vaishnav Thakurani ki jai. Better speak, Brahmachari, you should know. And everybody will be at peace. Right? No discrimination. Vaishnav Thakurani ki jai. Because they are also spirit soul. Otherwise, if we don't speak, then we are on the bodily perception of mind. Ropana suna diya? Anyway, this is an important event that will initiate the cultivation of the Vaishnava characteristics. Everybody is part and parcel. Nobody is male. So that ego has to be smashed, because only male is Krishna and the rest is his energies and they are female. कभी भी मूछ नहीं रखना है, और क्षत्रिय लोग ही रखते हैं, अभी तो सब रखने लगे हैं, दाढ़ी मूछ। फिल्म देखते होंगे ना, जो कोई पॉपुलर एक्टर रखता है तो सभी रखने लगते हैं, स्टाइल मारा। हाँ, बाल तो कमती करने होते हैं, नहीं तो अब वैसे भी झड़ने वाले हैं। Right? You can't save your hairs. So, better give up. Better. Anyway. So, chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra becomes the pivotal activity that will not only purify us, but will take us home to God and back to God. And for that, where we can, with pure, uncontaminated, unattached situation, we'll be able to interact with Lord Shri Krishna and particular inclination of relationship and ecstasy derived in functioning of the relationship. So, the first initiation is building the relationship with Krishna. It's called Sambandha Jnana. So I have to give answer. How the Sambandha or the relationship with Krishna is established is through chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Because it's not only purifying medium, but it is so identical. Nama Chintamani Krishnasya Chaitanya Rasvigraha Purna Shuddho Nitya Mukto Abhindatvam Namnamiru. It's like a touchstone. When you say Krishna, Krishna must be not only present, but in his own attractive situation. But how do you meditate when your mind is going on somewhere else, thinking something else, even though you chant Krishna? You don't cope with it. Because our minds are so much diverted and functioning in the funny way, even though we don't wish. Mind makes us crazy, isn't it? So better we need how to not only purify the mind through chanting, but also to control the mind. Controlling is essential. That is the shama. Those who are taking Brahman initiation, watch out. Shamaha, tapa, samaha, damaha, tapa, socham, shanti, rajava, vyevacha, jnana, vijnana, astikyam, brahma, karma, swabhavajam. So those who are Brahman, you will have to invest this swabhavajam karma. Alright? It's not fancy. Generally, elderly Matajis who have difficulties everywhere, they should not take second initiation. First is good enough, because it will be a rigid exercise of 3 times taking part, 3 times chanting the 7 mantras, 10 times People had, even the young people had, Maharaj, what do we do? Taking 3 times bath? They said, yes. Oh, we are working outside. So what? You can still take bath. If you don't have a way, I will give you the way, because it is allowed. But I won't tell you now. Right? But anyway, respectfully, those who are elderly at times, there is no need. Convenience is not the only criteria to get second diksha. We have to see whether the purpose of diksha is served or not. It is not simply being served by entering into the altar or kitchen. There's a wholesome training. But what can you do? Most of the time, ISKCON runs on crash management, and those who are managers, they know very well. So do not interfere with them. Right? I'm also keeping myself out of management. It's burning experience. Right? In Melbourne, you have found out. If you are not experienced, better believe, don't be naive. Everywhere. Most of our temples, the temple runs on crash management. Those crashes are everywhere. But somehow we have to love ISKCON. Even Winston Churchill said, with all thy faults, England, I still love you. Prabhupada said, if you love me, love my dogs. And we are all his dogs, right? We have to love. But that is the way we have to exist in the troublesome time. And now it is almost post-corona. We have survived. It was not that difficult, but I lost some of my disciples, as well as friends, and mental devotees. But whatever Krishna's desire is, we have to stick around. So here, for the first initiation, generally we give cautions that will otherwise become obstacles in your devotional progress. Instilling 26 qualities of a Vaishnava. There are so many. You will be laid with responsibilities, but simultaneously you have not only to get trained up, but to expertly maneuver through the sea of controversies. Only in Sanctum Sanctorum, that is the highest possible mode of goodness, is executed, but elsewhere, no. Most of our activities are performed by mode of passion and ignorance. But chanting Hare Krishna is pulling us out from the effect of even mixed mode of goodness. There is no pure goodness in the material world. It's already tainted. Whatever we do, we have to remain aware. The function of consciousness is awareness. But consciousness of Krishna has to be invested in us. We don't have to give any prioritizing of our consciousness over Krishna's consciousness. So the whole movement is to adopt Krishna's consciousness. how to become familiar, how to become, pleasing medium for our services to Krishna, that he can depend upon us for lifelong services. And life is eternal. Generally when we say lifelong, means in this bodily conception of lifelong. But that is not the only life. It will put us far beyond the even subtle life of being a booth. No. We are booth right now. And we will remain booth if we do not transcend the modes of material nature and become liberated. But still, you will be called Brahma Bhut. What is this Bhut? One which is fearing, yeah, he is also Bhut. But you are living Bhut right now. Sometimes the mind will break you this way, that way. Then say, devil made me do it. So devil in the brain should be removed, replaced. So, Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma no Shauchati na Kankshati Samat Sarveshu Bhuteshu Madhvakti Labhate Para. This is a practical science that we have to observe, that from Jiva Bhuta state, we will have to become Brahma Bhuta. Sooner or later, it depends upon our own cultivation of Krishna consciousness, how seriously we are taking. Many a times, in general aspect, we are committing offenses to the holy name knowingly or unknowingly. What about that? What is an offense? How do offenses occur? First of all, we have to know about the holy name and what is its efficacy. How efficient is the holy name? And the holy name which has been uttered by Srila Prabhupada and realized souls, they will become more saturated with that potency to purify us. So it should be heard properly. Then chant. So as a Pancharatri Vidhi, those who are taking first station are already chanting your beats. Alright? And I wish it will benefit you. Alright? To make progress. That reminds me, where is Krishna? Gone. Anyway, I initiated here about 15 years back one Mataji. She was the wife of that Virat, the taxi driver. And I named her Sangha Dosha Nivarini Radha. And everybody cracked up by hearing this name. Do you know where is she now?
Auckland.
Oh, you know it. How did you know? Anyway, she really turned around. And she called me one time. And I said, wow. And she is training her children in Krishna conscious school. Her husband is also chanting rounds. And she's so much thankful now. I know now why did you give the name Sangha-dosha Nivarani. That's a true story. So anyway, we have to understand that it is also necessary in the Pancharatriki Vidhi to offer the name directly connected with Radha or Krishna in their qualities. These are all qualitative names, and they are spoken by Lord Shiva to his wife Parvati. Now, Lord Shiva is in charge of mode of ignorance. Parvati, she is the mother of material universe. Right? And she is Maya personified. And yet, she is aware of her internal situation. She is Radha. But you can't worship her as Radha. She realizes in Sambodhini Tantra, Jiva Goswami writes that Devi says, I'm Radha. And why she is using the word am or the verb, it's a present tense. It means she has come to realize her nature. But she has to do thankless task in the material world. Poking with Trishul, her own subject. Why she has to poke? Trishul, Adhyatmika, Adi Bhautika, Adi Devi, tower, products. She pokes. Go. She is not a loving mother. Foolish people go after her and try to appease her. Foolishly, but she never gets appeased. Then if she doesn't, then they go to Shiva. And Shiva also has Trishul. If Shiva is also not favoring, then they will go to Ganesh, but he has also Trishul. Kartikeya is so sweet, he runs away so far, they can't catch him. In Malaysia, they have a big cave, and there they put up Shanmukh or Subramaniam, what they call, a big statue of him, and it's called Subramaniam Cave. And people go as a tourist.
Batu caves.
Batu caves. Batu caves. I went 2 times. One time with the devotees just to chant Hare Krishna. So anyway, you can't catch it, Subramaniam. Who do you go? Everybody is holding Trishul. How can you get free from the effect of Trishul? They will not be able to. They are supposed to straighten up the wayward who are obsessed with 3 modes of material nature. Material nature. They themselves are meditating. Otherwise, Lord Shiva was born as Brahma's son to become Prajapati. But he came crying, he didn't like to become Prajapati. But he was forced by the order of Brahma. So 11 Rudras were there. And they all became Prajapati. And then they started fighting with whom? The saintly progeny of the rishis. I mean, can you imagine such a chaos right in the initial family of Lord Brahma? First of all, 4 Kumaras were the Manasaputra, and they defied Brahma's order. Right? Brahma became angry because he is the holder of Rajogun. When Rajogun is not satisfied, his desires are not satisfied, it is going to turn into wrath. Kamadesha, Krudesha, Rajoguna, Samudhava. Mahashava, Mahapapma, Nityavaya. Brahma is facing Nityavaya, Rajogun, and he is frustrated. So, who is that family who is very happy within this material world with his family members? Hardly. And he may not be the devotee. I'm happy, I don't need clothes. What does he have to do? I'm done. I don't have money. I'm giving money. We don't touch them. The time will take the toll. So, knowingly or unknowingly, it becoming aparadhas. The holy name is so sensitive because it's no different than Krishna, who is personified sensibility. And he favors devotees very much. So, Namachintamani Krishnasya Chaitanya Rasavigraha. Chintamani means touchstone. But touchstone is very feeble comparison. You have to touch. But Chintamani means chinta means you think of it and it manifests. That is called chintamani. The holy name is far superior than a touchstone. Simply by contemplating on the holy name, it manifests immediately without delay. But are you observing? No. How it is manifesting? This is not an empty promise or just like a star to be picked up from the sky. But we have to come to that realistic platform by serving the holy name. This holy name is Chaitanya, very conscious, very strongly invested with the life. This is not a dead name. And Rasavigraha is the embodiment of all the mellows that should be taste. Remember we used to talk before, chant Coca-Cola, Coca-Cola, Coca-Cola. The rust will not drop into your mouth. It will become dry. But chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Your mouth will not dry. Those who think it is drying up, they do not have much blood circulating. It happened to one of my good god brothers. He is one of the first Gujarati to get initiated in New York. This is 16 syllable it has been authorized for the Kali Yuga and Kalisattari Upanishad of Yajurveda, between the conversation of Brahma and Narada. And it is also told that there is no other better mantra will be ever found to resolve the Kali Kalmashanashana, the problems of Kali Yuga. Now, besides this, there is no other Paratara or anywhere else Upaya is the remedy. Sarva Vedeshu Natashyate. In the entire heaps of Vedic literature, you will not find any better, solution but to chant Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. And it so happened, because he was an IBM employee in upstate Public City, New York. That was the headquarters of IBM in early 70s. So he had some kind of, self-esteem developed. And he was also a good student of Bhagavad Gita. So he started giving Bhagavad Gita classes. Alright? And we used to go sometimes because it is at least 3 hours away. And both he and his wife both were initiated by Srila Prabhupada. But he started a little fumbling in chanting Hare Krishna. Then he said, why don't I take a little shortcut? My tongue is twisting in chanting 16 syllables. So he gave up Hare Krishna mantra and took up Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. That's easy. But it is not recommended for this stage of Kali. So his preaching also started diminishing. And he left the body soon. And I was the one as a priest to perform his last rite because they don't have children. It takes time and purification. Okay. But nonetheless, we have to understand the holy name cannot be offended in any way. It is so sensitive. However one may be, whatever social prestige or acquaintance of the yogic power like Durvasa, if you offend a devotee who is propagating the holy name of the Lord, be aware. One cannot. To blaspheme a devotee who has dedicated his life and propagating the holy name of the Lord is the most greatest offense that everybody has to understand. Never attempt. Keep your ego down. Don't let it even spring up. Because we have to develop 26 qualities of the pure devotee. Gradually, but don't allow the negativity to enter. So we will never be kind of offenses. How do they? How does it come in our mind? Even after hearing so many times, it does happen that we violate this. However, you may know intellectually or this or that, but when it comes to become very touchy, when somebody is putting his foot on your toe, you can't keep our cool. Because there are unearthers, unchecked. And because unearthers are there, there must be ignorance about the efficacy of the Holy Name. If we do not know how efficient the Holy Name is, that is cleansing our impurities in the heart. Haridas Thakur, who was an illiterate, but practiced Krishna conscious. That's when chanting Hare Krishna is the only reason for him. Because he was a Muslim. He was not only illiterate, but he was also born in Yaman family, Muslim. So completely at odds. But yet, he has cultivated such a faith on chanting Hare Krishna that he didn't care anything. He didn't budge him. Even beating up, being beaten up at 22 marketplaces is a historical incident. So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked me, Haridas, you are dependent upon the Holy Name alone for your entire existence, maintaining it and cultivating it. Now you tell, nobody knows better how the Holy Name has become efficient, and you know it. But Vaishnava character also was developed fully in Haridas, simply on the strength of the Holy Name. So, that character was Pranada Vishnu Jena Daro Visayashtuna Mahana Manadeva Kirtanya Sada. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his Guru, is ordering him to speak about the efficacy of the Holy Name, because he knows the best, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu knew it. And therefore he made him Namacharya. He is the professor of the Holy Name. So he should know everything. But as a humble servant, he held Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's lotus feet and cried profusely, my dear Lord, you know I am your own brother. Why are you putting me on the spot? Intimacy is developed, and yet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is trying to glorify him, and he says, no. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, you know that you are my disciple and you will not defy my order, aren't you? Oh yes. I'm supposed to carry out your command. I will do whatever you say, but please do me one favor. Can you decide in my turn? And why then? I will not consider what am I speaking, whether it is right or wrong. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu understood that एक कच्ची गाड़ी नहीं है, okay. They embraced him. It's the right attitude of behavior. So, Haridas Thakur started explaining the reality of the Supreme, that he exists because his variegated energies are existing. And they are manifested. The manifestations of Vibhu are called Vaibhav. Because the Vaibhavs you see all around, they tell you